Start recording. Hey, man. How you doing? One shot. Just you. And then we got our 2-shot right here. Coach would take these off and stop muting. I got to remember not just to hit the button to cold, a DJ would never do that.
That's right.
They would pot it down and slowly pot it down so our viewers, as they're listening, wouldn't just be jolted into what happened. But in this case, they've been looking at a screen with your picture on it.
Oh, Lord.
And it says starting soon. So maybe the jolt kind of got them, if they were away in the kitchen or something, hey, they're on. We are on, and thank you for tuning in and joining us on this Wednesday, September 21st already.
It is.
Goodness.
It's here. It's here. It's the first day of fall, isn't it?
Is it the 21st or 22nd?
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, we're
Today
right there.
Yeah.
That's right. I was going to ask you if that reminded me that somewhere in this day or tomorrow we change over.
Yep, we switch over to the fall.
And maybe we're starting to feel a little bit of the little Christmas and crispness in the air.
I don't know. It was hot today.
I'm Tom Boucher alongside head coach Justin Charles of the Menard Eagles, your Menard Eagles, and we are here at the Eagles Nest Coaches Show with Justin Charles. And we are in the man cave of the baseball hut that's nestled inside the whole Eagles Nest Sports Complex. And Justin, always great to be with you on this Wednesday night. We appreciate the fact that we're out here and able to do this, and it's just a lot of fun. And I know it wasn't the outcome that you were hoping for on Friday night up in Turpin Stadium in Natchitoches, Louisiana. And I did, just wanted to kind of feel or feel you out in terms of, do you think the guys were still on that Pineville high? Did did that kind of interfere coming in? I know,
You know,
I know you don't expect it to be.
You know, I have mixed emotions about it. I don't know if it was that. I mean, which it very well could be. I've been asked that a bunch of times this week, but I really don't know. I think it might have had something to do with that, but at times I just feel like you know, that day was just an awkward day for us. You know, we had a couple things that happened pre-game, which I'm not going to mention right now. But we had a couple things happen pre-game, which was kind of threw us off of our rhythm. But even at that, we still got to be able to be prepared because, you know, mentally for those types of things to happen, because those types of things happen in a football game. They happen in life. So sudden change, you've got to be prepared for those things. And so, you know, all that aside, we've got to be ready to go whenever that ball's kicked off. And I don't feel we were very ready to go, you know, as far as the energy level on the sideline, the energy level during pregame, the locker room antics, it just wasn't there. So we just got to make sure that when game time comes around, it's time to go.
Yeah.
You know, and so we've got to find that energy. We've got to find that love. We've got to find that passion.
That was something that David and I kind of talked about on the air, you know, in terms of it just felt like the Eagles were flat.
Yeah, we were very flat.
When they came out to start, because you took the ball to start the game, and I know you wanted to just go ahead. No, sorry, Corey. The dads, I know I'm on everybody's list.
Yeah.
You know, the dads, because I promised them I would have my Bluetooth speaker.
Come on.
And I forgot to grab it off my desk in my office at my house. You talk about things that happen. That was today for me, you know. And I was in the wrong car and coming over here at 4:00 to get this hot spot from you know, that Insight Video and Audio and Video.
Yeah.
Has allowed us to use, and they're one of our sponsors. You know, we're grateful to them for that. But I had to pick that up, and then I had to run back to the house to get my other car to get all my equipment.
Yeah.
And so I grabbed my keys, jumped in my car, and took off, and then never even thought about
They
the
didn't
speaker.
think about the speaker. That's all
So,
right. They'll get
my
over.
bad.
We can get Mr. Ted. He'll pull his vehicle around. He's got them big 25-inch speakers back there.
Well, that's true. And, you know, they can pull it up on phones and just get a bunch of them going at the same time.
You know, Jimmy Lyons, he's got this huge vehicle out there, man. It's a very nice truck, and so I know he hears me over there. He tried to walk out like he didn't, but those guys, they'll hear it. They're going to be listening. They're going to question me about everything I say later on.
Well, we got the dads back. There's some activity, although we can't turn the camera around and show you, but quite a few dads are showing up, and Corey Roy is cooking tonight some steaks, man. Yeah. You remember last year's steaks?
We need to get this show over with.
Well, I'll tell Doug we're going to cut it to 15 minutes and be done with it. So let's get back, you know, in terms of the players being flat and you know, it being just a weird day. What do you say to them? I mean,
you know, you just got to find ways to motivate them, you know. And so pregame, I tried to give them a motivational speak, pump them up a little bit, and just trying to make them think about the moment, you know, trying to get them to block things out, because I just felt like maybe they were just hearing different things, seeing different things. And so we talked about that pregame. That was part of my pregame speech, to be deaf to everything that you hear around you. And you know, I felt a little bit of life coming back, but by the time we got out of the locker room, it just felt like we were dead and flat and just – you know, I don't want to say didn't want to be there, but it was kind of a situation where you would think I shouldn't have haven't even given that speech. You know, we're playing a rival school. We're playing a team that's, you know, that beat us last year. We got a team that plays at a college stadium, and we're playing in this college stadium. So, hey, we should be going. So,
that's right.
Yeah,
we got to bring in Coach. You got to let her sit on your lap.
Come on, Coach CC.
Coach CC, this is
the real head coach of the Menard Eagles.
Coach
right here.
Charles is little one, and I told him either last week or the week before, if you ever watched Remember the Titans.
That's her.
And Peyton Panettiere played the little girl, the daughter of the original coach of the high school, and then Denzel comes in as the coach, and he keeps the coaching staff for a little while. But Peyton Panettiere knows everything about football, and she's coaching from the stands and down at the practice field, and you're already looking at film, aren't you?
Yep, she watches film with Daddy every night. Well, most nights, if she ain't doing homework.
That's awesome. Yeah, you got to do the homework first.
Got to do her homework.
In order to play, you got to do the work.
Yep.
Well, look, we're gonna take a quick break and run some commercials and to pay for all of this, and then we'll come back. I've got some plays that I broke down and it happened early, you know, and before you knew it, the Eagles were down significantly,
right?
And it happened so fast. But they did get some energy and came back and fought through the game.
Correct.
I thought they fought through that adversity and then played hard the rest of the game. So hopefully that can just build from that moving on.
Correct.
All right, so we'll take our commercial break, and we will be back right after these messages. Where is my walk-ons commercial? There we go.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by two walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob Giles, is now the new Hyundai dealer in Senla. Bob earned the industry's most prestigious award out of 16,000 new car dealers nationwide.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles, and I promise our team at the all-new Giles Hyundai will do everything possible to live up to the high standards that earned us this most prestigious honor. And with the utmost enthusiasm, we greatly look forward to serving you.
All right, Coach, and we're going to be bringing it back to us. Let me get our Eagles Nest Coaches Show and close that out. A lot to do on this board, but we're going to get it right. And as we talked about, Coach, we had kind of flat coming out, and there were reasons for that. You kind of tried to fight through that with the team and explain to them, but before long, we were down 21-0.
We were. It happened quick. The snowball effect definitely happened the other night.
Yeah, and that quarterback, he was pretty good.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's a good player.
He's in hustles, made some decent throws, but it's not like we couldn't have gotten the better of him.
Yeah,
it just didn't happen. That last. We'll start out with this highlight here. Let's see. See if I can. So this is one of the first long pass. I mean,
the very first play of the game.
That's right.
And in that scenario, it's a scenario we worked a couple times that week, and really that's part of our base defense, that if we get a guy to motion over from a 3-by-1 set, we've got to bump over, and the safety either stays high or he's got to lock the tight end. And that's we actually worked that scenario the Wednesday before, the exact same formation. Coach Scully drew that up, and we just didn't do our job. You know, what we really accidentally did was bump down to cover 3 instead of bumping down to man up. And so it was not a good scenario, because I don't know what he actually did right there, number 29, but he didn't communicate to the backside corner either, because the backside corner stayed locked up, which he initially was. So in that scenario, we've just got to communicate better. And so this week we worked on a lot of different communication scenarios. Did a bunch of it today with some scenarios, but that formation we worked on today, because we know Sacred Heart's going to run that same exact formation, and they're going to come out and be able to do this. And so they're going to test us to see if we've made adjustments and able to make the checks.
Well, and Sacred Heart runs kind of almost a similar offense.
Yeah,
a
very similar offense. Very similar offense.
They always, and we'll talk about that as we get into it, but they tuck that guy right in behind the tackle and the tight end, and then they got their wideouts. But I wish we had, we could do a telestrator, like John Madden used to do.
Yeah.
You go here and here. But we're talking about the second white jersey that is right on about the 36-yard line. And he was supposed to follow the second red jersey that's at about the 38 on him.
Right. Well, he if he was going to come down, because we in that scenario we did have different options for the young man, because it depends on what the coverage was. And in this scenario, we were actually tucked off on the backside of the man. We would rather him have bumped and played cover 2 and stayed on the hash, which we did work that previous Wednesday, like I said earlier, the safety 29 right there, instead of him being down. But I don't know, talking to Carter throughout the past couple of days, or a few seconds after it, he's a big time miscommunication, and luckily the safety came over and made a play to give us
keep
another
it from
play.
an end zone, to give us a chance, at it. So we
It
coach
is
Braylon Dusang. Here's the
got
shotgun. They
shotgun.
hand it off, trying the right side. He's open. Got a big hole. Missed tackles all the way around. Boy, that was
And that play right
not
there,
pretty at all on the defense.
Jinxed him with the run.
And look, on this play right
It is
here,
Braylon Dusang.
I'll be
Here's
honest
the
with you, this
shotgun.
is
They
just
hand it
poor
off,
tackling.
trying the right side. He's open. Got a big
And
hole.
we've got to
Missed
do a better
tackles
job
all the
of
way around.
tackling,
Boy,
which we made a big
that
time emphasis on
was
this week.
not
It's
pretty
just 100%
at
poor
all
tackling
on the
right there.
defense.
It
Jinxed
almost
him
looked
with
like
the
we
run.
didn't want to tackle the young man that had
It
the
is
ball.
Braylon Dusang.
He's a
Here's
good
the
running back,
shotgun.
but
They
we made
hand
him
it
look
off,
like
trying the
he's
right
a
side. He's
NFL top running back right there. That's just poor tackling. He misses 3. He breaks 4 tackles eventually right there.
Yeah. Open,
and
got a
we didn't want to tackle him, and that's
big
what we
hole.
told our guys: if you don't want to be here, don't be here, because we're making ourselves look bad. And so we made an emphasis on tackling this week, because one, specifically because of that play, and then 2, we just weren't very aggressive.
Okay. Oh, missed. Because that's what we were talking about. I mean, here the breakdown just occurred a little late. Tackles all the way around. Boy, that was not pretty at all on the defense.
I jinxed him with the run.
And talking about it is Braylon Dusang. corrections Here's the
and how you go
shotgun. They
about,
hand it off, trying the
tackling.
right
This
side.
is
He's
just
open.
tackling,
Got a
because the
big
fit's
hole.
actually there.
Missed
If you look
tackles
back and
all the way
go
around.
back
Boy,
to
that
opposite
is
forward lean on
Braylon
his
Dusang.
tackle. He fits in.
Here's the
he doesn't go
shotgun.
upfield too much. That's him right there at the top.
The far side
right
at
there
the
by
32
the 30-yard line.
Yeah.
And
they hand
he
it off.
does a good job. Now he just needs to fold inside, and if he folds inside like he is right now,
Is he on the hash, or is he taking on the
he's
block?
he's the guy that's unblocked up top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you'll see him fold in here
Off
in a
trying
second.
the right-
He folds in. That's him missing a tackle, reaching and grabbing.
Yeah.
He's good. He's got to bring his feet with him, and then therefore, it's third down at that scenario instead of being a touchdown.
So again, if we had the telestrator, he would be out here around the tackle he was, and then kind of just trying to dive over to make
Correct.
the tackle and miss. As opposed to
he's
getting
open,
back
got a
over.
big
Correct.
hole,
And then we
missed
have the other guys
tackles
off
all the
balance
way
right
around.
there with our
Boy,
corner just going
that
and diving in
was
at the
ankles, and then
not
the free
pretty
safety,
at all on the
talks to his man.
defense.
Didn't look
I
like he
jinxed
wanted
him with the run.
to be in on that play. He
That
didn't
is
want none of
Braylon
that guy.
Dusang.
So those things are fixable. They're correctable. And so we challenged those guys this week. This is what you put on tape for one. And then now, can we fix this? And tackling's fix it in there and lunge, but also don't reach and grab when you got your forward lean and eyes through the thighs. That's just what we got to do.
Right. Has it been or made tougher, with the way practices run now? Because it used to be. I mean, when I played, which was not the tackling. I mean, we used to go every day.
Yeah.
You know, and you'd be hitting and going. But now it's not that way. You know, there's a
Well,
lot
we
of
do
shorts
some-
and shoulder pads.
Yeah, we even in shorts and shoulder pads, we still bring them down at times. You know, it is a little bit softer than what it is back in the day, even from when I played. Man, it's not as physical as the game you think sometimes, but we still have to be physical.
Yeah.
So you know, every Tuesday in those scenarios, and so
Well, and as small a team as you have, and not necessarily in stature, but just in number, you can't afford to have too many injuries.
That's right.
You know, so part of that plays into it. And
yeah.
I feel like my old grandpa. We went back
Yeah.
in my day. You know.
But look, on defense, we wait longer to blow the whistle. You know,
Okay.
so we make sure we're tackling. Now, when we're specializing on offense, because it's the same guys on defense, we're gonna have a little bit quicker whistle because we don't want those guys to get hit too hard, you know, or get go in there and get their knees cut and stuff like that. So it's a little bit quicker whistle on the offensive side, specifically side of the ball. But then when we're specializing on defense, it's a little bit longer whistle. We want to see them finish. We want to see guys running to the ball. So it is. You know, I wouldn't say it's a softer style. Restrictions on what we can do out
That's
there
right. That's right.
on the field when it gets too hot, and that's just not, you know, that's not what.
And there's time restraints
right.
too of
Yeah.
how many hours.
There is. No, I'm joking.
See it. But the last play here for the defense.
Put a stop in, so it's going to be second and goal.
And second and
We've got,
goal from the 8. That was an 8-yard
TD pass.
pickup.
Let's see, we should have some.
And second goal and 7 from and goal. There's the pass over the middle, wide open. Man, we have a confused defensive backfield right now, trying to cover 5 guys trying to cover 3 out there, and he was wide open in the center of the end zone.
And look, that play right there. It's crazy, you know.
Yeah, they're just
guy, Coach
not
Kelly,
on the same
can't see the
page.
screen
I mean,
right
they
there because
was
that was one of the plays
two
man,
of
we
them were
worked
wide
on
open.
Thursday,
They're
the
doing
day
those
before the
crossing
game, and
routes.
said, look, this
You
is
have
a
to-
scenario.
you gotta-
They put
you gotta
2 guys
hand
on
it
this
off to the
side,
next
and
guy,
they
put a
pass,
stop
this is
in,
the
so
route
it's gonna be
concepts we're going to
second
get, and we're manned up, and I don't understand why our kids didn't cover.
So you're talking about if they came over here to the right side and
Yeah,
they
you
have
can see
that
our
trip set almost?
Yeah, our guys are over there. You can see there's 4 guys over there. Got everybody covered.
Goal.
Second
got
goal
everybody over
from the
there, but
8. That
we
was
don't
an
know what
8-yard
their
pickup.
expectations were because
And
they're lined up
second
over
goal
where they're
and
supposed
7.
to be, but now we're just running
From,
around looking lost. So.
Yeah, and you can see everybody kind of moved out, and man, I wish we had a telestrator.
Yeah. And so
but
this
all
right-
3 of these guys are sitting there at the goal line, and he had his choice.
Yeah, it's man coverage, and that's what.
And goal. There's the pass over the middle, wide open. Man,
why are we not
we have a
doing what
confused
we're supposed to
defensive
do,
backfield right now,
again,
trying
it
to
was one
cover
of those
5
days,
guys
it was
trying to
a
cover
strange
3
day, but
out
we didn't
there,
feel like the
and he
guys
was
came out
wide
to
open in the
play.
center
and
of
plays
the end
like
zone.
That definitely shows.
Yeah, they just
Yeah. So and again, that made it 14-0. I think with that one, and then they scored another one. The final was 35-7. But we'll come back and take a look at some of the offensive plays that we have, and kind of get your thoughts on those. What how do you make corrections or adjustments during the game, and then also working on it this week for Sacred Heart that's coming in. So we're gonna hit the commercials, and we'll be back with more of the Eagles Nest Coaches Show with head coach Justin Charles right after this.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
The fine folks at BK Distributors want to thank all the educators for weathering the storms, so to speak, through 2020 and beyond. Thank you for your dedication to our children. The end of the school year awards are now available. Any type of award, trophies, banners, plaques, they do it all at BK Distributors. So with school almost out, that means summer leagues are in full swing. New items, same great prices, and fast turnaround. BK Distributors, Highway 28 East, Pineville, behind Arby's.
to stop him, so it's going to be second and goal.
Second and goal. Yeah, let's get that off of there. We don't want to hear that anymore. So, Coach, now we go into the offensive side. We usually kind of do the reverse, but that's just how the plays came down and laid out.
Hey,
yeah,
look, that's how I laid out.
I thought I was hitting offense first, but I hit defense. So it still works. It's easy. We can you're flexible. We can be flexible.
Yeah, we can make
right?
it work. We can make it work.
So the first running play here, we'll take a look at, and we hand it off to Ruben. And I think this was on a second down. We actually have Ruben's first down that went for 5 yards, but that one we just got blown up in the.
Yeah, we didn't give much resistance right there on the edge. That was actually Gavin Hilton that we gave the ball to off of a little flip motion that we called him into the backfield and trying to get him an extra hat in the backfield to block, and so. But we didn't block on the edge. And so if we don't move our feet right there, which was the coaching point on that scenario, if you don't move your feet, you're not going to block anybody. And so right there, that left tackle doesn't move his feet, and he gets blown up, and that guy makes a play.
Yeah, I think that was Gavin. Was that the one? Was this the play where no, this is coming up. Let's see. We'll take a look at Drake Aldridge. This is the beef unit right here.
I did want to talk to you
David,
about that.
The big hosses that they brought in. They're hoping to move the line. Cooper getting the run. He's going to hang on to the football, going to be brought down. He looked about 5 yards, and Drake Aldridge did a nice job with the line to break it up. Drake Aldridge, this is the beef unit right here. David, the big hosses that they brought in. They're hoping to move the line. Cooper getting the run. He's going to hang on to the football, going to be brought down. He looked about 5 yards, and Drake Aldridge did a nice job with the line to break it up. Drake Aldridge, this is the beef unit right here. David, the big hosses that they brought in. They're hoping to move the line. Cooper getting the run. He's going to hang on to the football, going to be brought down. He looked about 5 yards, and Drake Aldridge did a nice job with the line to break it up. This is the beef unit right here. David, the big hosses that they brought in. They're hoping to move the line. Cooper getting the run. He's going to hang on to the football, going to be brought down. He looked about 5 yards, and Drake Aldridge did a nice job with the line to break it up. Drake Aldridge, this is the beef unit right here.
It's hard to deflate
David, the big hosses that they brought in. They're hoping to move the line. Cooper getting the run. He's going to hang on to the football, going to be brought down. He looked about 5 yards, and Drake Aldridge did a nice job with the line to break it up. Drake Aldridge, this is the beef unit right here. David, the big hosses that they brought in. They're hoping to move the line. Cooper getting the run. He's going to hang on to the football, going to be brought down. He looked about 5 yards, and Drake Aldridge did a nice job with the line to break it up. This is the beef unit right here. David, the big hosses that they brought in. They're hoping to move the line. Cooper getting the run. He's going to hang on to the football, going to be brought down. He looked about 5 yards, and Drake Aldridge did a nice job with the line to break it up. Drake Aldridge, this is the beef unit right here. David, the big hosses that they brought in. They're hoping to move the line. Cooper getting the run. He's going to hang on to the football, going to be brought down. He looked about 5 yards, and Drake Aldridge did a nice job with the line to break it up. Drake Aldridge, that's right.
He was able to run after he put the catch.
Henry under center. They got the big beef there again. Cooper taking a break, drops the football. Looks like he got back on it. Boy, he planted his foot and tried to cut to the outside, and when he planted his foot, it made his arm move. Eagles dropped the football.
Eagles just look like they're in a fog right now.
That's a tough situation because
that's a loss of a yard on the play, so they now have a third and
as it goes
caught
back
3 or 4
now.
passes.
That's right.
He was able to run after he put the catch.
Henry under center. They got the big beef there.
And just stay, keep going through that little bit of crease. Don't get spooked. But again, that's a guy that's been playing linebacker.
Yeah.
He's excited to get the ball, but he's not experienced at running the ball all the time. But he's gotten better this week. We fed him a little bit. So next time he does get the ball, he'll know what to do.
Yeah, because if you out there, if you can see on your TV, the two lead blockers up on the left-hand side, just in front of Cooper, you're saying if he stays on the hip of that blocker on the right, he's got the gap that could shoot out, and he's running toward the 30-yard line and the sideline, as opposed to planting and cutting over.
Correct.
Again, Cooper taking a break, drops the football. Looks like he got back on it. Boy, he planted his foot and tried to cut to the outside, and when he planted his foot, it made his arm move.
Eagles
dropped the football.
Eagles just look like they're in a fog right now, man. Someone needs to wake them up.
That's a loss of a yard on the play, so they now have a 3rd and.
We caught 3 or 4 passes.
That's right.
He was able to run after the catch.
Henry under center. They got the big beef there again. Cooper taking a break, drops the football. Looks like he got back on it. Boy, he planted his foot and tried to cut to the outside, and when he planted his foot, it made his arm move.
Eagles
dropped the football.
Eagles just look like they're in a fog right now.
Running back
needs to wake them up.
That's a loss of a yard on the play, so they now have a 3rd and.
We caught 3 or 4 passes.
That's right.
He was able to run after the catch.
Henry under center. They got the big beef there again. Cooper taking a break, drops the football. Looks like he got back on it. Boy, he planted his foot and tried to cut to the outside, and when he planted his foot, it made his arm move.
Eagles
dropped the football.
Eagles just look like they're in a fog right now, man. Someone needs to wake them up.
That's a loss of a yard on the play, so they now have a 3rd and.
So
we caught 3 or 4 passes.
That's right.
He was able to run after the catch.
Henry under center. They got the big beef there again. Cooper taking a break, drops the football. Henry looks like he got back on it. Cooper break, drops the football. Looks like he got back on it. Boy, he planted his foot and tried to cut to the outside, and when he planted his foot, it made his arm move.
Eagles
dropped the football.
Eagles just look like they're in a fog right now, man. Someone needs to wake them up.
That's a loss of a yard on the play, so they now have a 3rd and.
We caught 3 or 4 passes.
That's right.
He was able to run after the catch.
Henry under center. They got the big beef there again. Cooper taking a break, drops the football. Looks like he got back on it. Boy, he planted his foot and tried to cut to the outside, and when he planted his foot, it made his arm move.
Eagles
dropped the football.
Eagles just look like they're in a fog right now, man. Someone needs to wake them up.
That's a loss of a yard on the play, so they now have a 3rd and.
We caught 3 or 4 passes.
That's right.
He was able to run after
the last play
catch.
on offense. Henry under center. They got the big beef there again. Cooper taking a break, drops the football. Looks like he got back on it. Boy, he planted his foot and tried to cut to the outside, and when he planted his foot, it made his arm move. On the play clock as the Eagles are still looking over. They may have to use a timeout here. They're under 10 seconds. They got the play. Now they're trying to get set up. Cooper Scott still in the game. Seastrunk is behind. They're going to fake the handoff. He's rolling out. He's got it. Throw it. He's through the pick all the way out to the Eagle 45-yard line. They may mark it at the 46. And this.
Yeah, that was a not a great read.
Eagle team not necessarily built
as we progress
for
throughout
this
the game,
length of a 3rd down play right here. Michael Henry's going to have to be on target. 18 seconds and counting on the play clock as the Eagles are still looking over. They may have to use a timeout here. They're under 10 seconds. They got the play. Now they're trying to get set up. Cooper Scott still in the game. Seastrunk is behind. They're going to fake the handoff.
You got to take what they're giving us, and right there, Cooper Scott is screaming open. So
he's standing on the 30-yard line. That's what shocked me, because I lost words.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, he's open, because I saw Cooper right there at the 30, and right here, if Michael makes a decision a lot quicker to just stop and square up and hit him, he can hit him in stride, and he might outrun that defender that's sitting there at the 35.
Well, that's the scenario that we want. Those are the situations we want. Open defense in, because you think about it, that's a kid right there, Cooper Scott, that is 6'2", about 205, 210 pounds, going up against a cornerback that, hey, when he turns around, Cooper gets that ball. I don't know if that quarterback really wants to tackle him. So again, but it stems from us making the right reads, coaching the kids up to consistently make the right read in that scenario. And so we worked it this week, same exact play. And what we do as a staff, any play that we feel that we messed up, we go back and correct it. So like even today in practice, we had some cut-ups from yesterday's practice where we messed up. So we cut those plays up, showed them, hey, these are the corrections. Then the first 10 plays today were plays that we messed up yesterday as far as corrections. So we got it. We messed up on them yesterday, but guess what? We're going to fix them today, and this is what it was, and we're going to run them until we get it right.
Well, and it's interesting that the technology has changed the game so much for you guys, to be able to show it immediately almost as opposed to waiting the next day and then just kind of talking to them about it, and then there's no video to show them.
Yeah.
And then the kids trying to remember, wait a minute, what play was that? And can conveniently forget about it too. But yeah, so Ruben, that's Jaden, isn't it?
That deeper route, no, that is actually Tyrese Kite.
Okay.
That's Tyrese Kite, the tight end.
The tight end. Yeah. So, and when you talked to Michael about that, what were you asking him? Or what did he say he saw?
Well, he just made the wrong read. I don't want to talk about our, that conversation or anything like that. But he's just got to make that right read, and he knew he made the wrong read. And so we just got to make sure he understands. Hey, look,
through the pick.
There's no I know.
All the way out to the Eagle.
This is what our read is. So make that read and make that throw, make that decision right now. And so we've been intentional about coaching the quarterbacks this week as far as making that read and making the throw, and let's get it out the ball. Let's get it out your hands as quick as we possibly can to the guys in the open field.
All right, perfect. Well, thanks for breaking that down for us.
No problem.
Very interesting. I think hopefully for our viewers to be able to see the play that we're talking about, and then listen to how you as coaches go about trying to teach out of those plays and trying to make those corrections that hopefully we'll see in the Sacred Heart game coming up. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about a senior who is really important. Everybody's important, on this team, and I know you make that point. But he's been one of the go-to guys.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll just throw that tease out there and see anybody who's been watching the games or been to the games, see if you can guess who we're talking about when we come back. Here's our commercial break.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin, an idea created by two walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob Giles, is now the new Hyundai dealer in Senla. Bob earned the industry's most prestigious award out of 16,000 new car dealers nationwide.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles, and I promise our team at the all-new Giles Hyundai will do everything possible to live up to the high standards that earned us this most prestigious honor. And with the utmost enthusiasm, we greatly look forward to serving you.
And we're back live here in the Eagles Nest with head coach Justin Charles. I'm Tom Boucher. Thanks for joining us. And I'm going to have to say it.
No.
I'm going to have to say it. I won't call out who, but, my wife, Cindy, and some other people, Cindy, I got to say. They've been texting some of the folks around here saying, man, the voice on the replay is overpowering. And that's because there were two voices.
Yeah, there is.
Because I had the one play that I forgot to cut off, so you were hearing the fumble and the interception at the same time.
Yeah.
So once we figured that out, we were able to get it corrected, but we're working on it.
Hey, with some exciting stuff going on, I guess, huh?
So anyway, we get that worked out, and we ended up getting it quiet so that we could talk and hear Coach do the explaining. But I do appreciate all of the text messages and things like that come in to kind of help us so that we know what's going on. Because at one time we had the voices going out, we didn't even know it.
We had no idea.
I'll tell you something that happened too is my phone somehow picked up and just started playing like iTunes on its own, during the game, and it was regular radio. Facebook cut us off.
Oh, wow.
Because we were playing unlicensed music, even though I didn't play unlicensed music. I mean, it was playing, but it wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
It somehow, I guess with the Bluetooth, it popped my radio on.
Wow.
So anyway, that's just an interesting tidbit. And then we got an email saying Russia shut us down. So it's like, man, we're in Russia. They had to shut us down. We've been in 26 states and 3 countries now.
Okay.
And we got close to 1,000 views, if my math is correct, and that was just with Boxcast and YouTube with last week's game.
Man, Tom Boucher, you are a stud.
No, you guys.
You are a stud.
We had over 1,000 views, almost 1,100 views for the Pineville game.
That's awesome.
People are tuning in, so we're just so grateful that everybody's tuning in. Be sure to share the full46.com website and tell them to go to the high school little icon and click it, and then click Menard on Wednesday nights for Coach Justin Charles' coach's show here, and then on Friday night starting at 6:45 when we go on pregame, and then 7 o'clock kickoff. So share it with everybody so everybody gets a chance to follow the Eagles. Coach, we're at that segment now where we started this last year, I think,
Sure was.
and talking about a senior. And last year we had to talk about 2 of them at a time because there were so many of them. But let's talk a little bit about a senior running back that you have, Reuben Seastrunk. And I know folks who are listening that have watched on Friday nights or been to the game, they've watched him run, they've seen him run on TV, but they've heard us call his name out a lot. He is the guy in the backfield for you, even though you got Cooper Scott coming back there and helping out, and Gavin's doing it. But this is the workhorse.
Yeah, he's the workhorse, man. There's no doubt about it. And, I give credit where credit's due to a young man like this, because Reuben was a guy when I first got here. He was a freshman, and then his sophomore year, he wasn't ready, and he knew that. But he got in on special teams. He got in on scout team every single day, and took a pounding from a first-team defense, man, and just kept on running, kept on getting up. I mean, the defense was slinging him around sometimes, but he just kept getting up and just kept on wanting to get better and kept on getting better. And then last year as a junior, he earned a starting spot, and was a physical runner last year, but was still learning how to run behind his pads and learning how to make certain cuts and trying to figure out a couple of different things about being a running back. Well, this offseason, he made it a purpose. He made it a purpose for him to get better, to get stronger in his legs. He ran track still, but the first thing he did before he went to track is he lifted weights, and then he went to track. And if he didn't finish his track, his football workout or his lifting workout, he turned around and went right back to finish his football workout. And he just made it a point to be better. And one thing about him is he's a leader on this campus. He's a leader on our football team, which he was chosen by his teammates to be a coach's captain. So he wears that C on his chest every single week. He also he's on the MAC team, which is our Menard Apostles of Christ. He's just a great leader on this campus. He's involved in so many different organizations on campus. Everybody loves Reuben Seastrunk. Has a great smile. Has a great personality about himself. Has a high GPA, high ACT score, and just a workload, man. And anything you ask this kid to do, he does it. And I know everybody talks about what he's doing week in and week out. Yeah, he's averaging over 100 yards a game. But also, anytime Coach Scully's asked that young man to go out there and play some defense in certain situations and crucial situations of a football game, without question, this guy, he can be dripping with wet and sweat. His shoes are just, sogged out with whatever. He's going, yes, sir. And he goes out there and made some tackles and made a pass breakup here and there. But just a kid that you just got to love him, man. And everybody on the team loves Reuben and respects Reuben. When Reuben speaks, everybody listens. Whether he says be quiet or whether he says great job, everybody's listening.
His middle name is E.F. Hutton, right?
I guess so, yeah.
You remember that commercial?
Yes, I know you're talking about.
When E.F. Hutton talks, everybody listens. But, that's a great trait to have. And just sitting here listening to you talk about Reuben, I find it to be, amazing for him. when he carried the ball 40 times
40
or more
times.
for in the Pineville game.
Yep.
And it's probably close with every game with St. Fred's and all that. He probably got close to that.
Yep.
And then to turn around, and he's got a high ACT, high GPA, is involved in all these other organizations. He must have some kind of organizational background, in terms of being able to say, okay, I got to do this, this, and this, and have it all timed out. And
I think
and
so.
ready to
Or his
go.
mom and daddy's real organized for him, one or two. But now Ruben is a guy that, outside of last year, there was some times before school, he'd be a little bit tardy here and there. But when he's supposed to be somewhere, Ruben's there. And when he's there, he's giving 100%. And when he gives 100%, everybody wants to follow and do what he's doing. So he's that guy that when you're watching the offensive film, if you're sitting by Ruben, you better be paying attention. Okay, but he's that kid that you wish was in everybody's meeting room, whether it's the linebackers, whether it's the D-line, just because he brings a presence about himself or wherever he goes. And he's one of my favorite kids I've ever coached, just because of what he brings to the table as far as the passion for the game. And, we're 1-2 right now. And after those 2 losses, he takes it personal. He takes it personal that we did not win. I think sometimes he thinks it's because of him, and it's not because of him. And there's no one specific. It's because it's the team. And so, but he takes it personal, and he goes out there, and he comes back the next day and works just as hard as he did the day before, really 10 times harder.
I'm gonna knock on my head for knocking on wood, but I can honestly say that David and I talked at the start of the season, especially watching the scrimmage and then the jamboree and seeing how hard he's running, which he did last year too. But he had some issues last year with some injuries that kind of held him back a little bit of not being able to go 100%.
Right.
And he fought through it. And we were like, man, I hope he stays healthy this whole season, because he's just fun to watch.
Yeah, he is. He's fun to watch. He's
dragging people.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, do you want to tackle
No,
him?
heck no.
I don't want to tackle him. We're out there at practice sometimes, and I feel sorry for those guys out there on scout team or the guys that are even our one defense sometimes, they struggle with him, man. He's running hard, and that's just a fun guy to watch and to play with and coach. I mean, I could just only imagine being a teammate with Ruben Seastrunk.
Well, I don't want to play against any of them.
Me neither.
I'm out of shape,
Me
man.
too.
I've had surgery on my left ankle. I should have surgery on my right one, and I would have surgery on every joint if I got out there and tried to play. And then I run in one spot anyway. You see that Snickers commercial where the guy takes off after hitting the ball?
Oh,
and he digs himself into the dirt going to first base? That's me.
That's you?
Yep. All right, well, it's time to take another commercial break, Coach, and then we'll be back with our final segment of the evening and talk about the game upcoming.
That's right.
And this one's going to be a special one. You've already called out one of the coaches, who was a coach here last year earlier.
Yeah. I know he's
earlier
listening.
in the game.
He said he's going to call into the show, so I'm waiting
Well,
for
he
the
should.
call. I'm waiting
He's got
for the
my
call.
cell phone number.
Yeah, tell him to call.
Daniel, call in. I've got Bluetooth. Well,
make sure Harper and all those guys are talking to.
We've
I'd
got
love
the
to talk
phone
with
right up here that we can watch for you. And when you call in, let me see. Is that no? Those are text messages from my wife telling me that the noise is too much for us. But anyway, all right. So we got to take a commercial break, and we're going to run walk-ons, and then we'll be back with that segment talking about Sacred Heart of Ville Platte when we come back.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin, an idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank.
Daniel
Things are
Scully.
getting easier. Transactions are getting safer. And you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use. Anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
All right, I'm going to put the mics on while we get back here to our cameras, and I got to see if I can do this. There we go.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to hopefully the sound will match up with your mouths whenever you talk, but it may be a little bit of a delay right
It's
there.
okay if it is.
So let's see. We got Daniel. We're going to switch this over to the Roadcaster because we have a special guest joining us tonight. Oh, I got to turn that down. All right, Daniel, you are live on the air streaming with us. So just know that you're on TV and on the air, if you know what I mean, Daniel.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is Daniel Scully joining us. His dad, Thomas Scully, also joins us. He's sitting to the left, I guess, if you're looking at it, of head coach Justin Charles, joining us for this last segment as Menard is set to take on Sacred Heart of Ville Platte, the Trojans of Sacred Heart, this Friday, 7 o'clock kickoff. And Daniel is the son of Coach Scully. He was a coach here at Menard and now is at the enemy.
That's right.
Sacred Heart. I can't say that because we're both Catholic schools.
That's right.
Yeah.
Daniel, welcome to the show, buddy.
How y'all doing?
Doing great, doing great. How's it been? Being back home, really.
It's good. It's pretty quiet over here at Ville Platte. There's not a whole lot going on here, but it keeps me out of trouble for the most part. And I've enjoyed, being in the classroom full time now. Graduated in May, so it's definitely different, and I've had to adjust. But I've been able to adjust pretty well. And, I'm not gonna lie, I miss the staff of Menard. I was close to them, but I had to move on. That's what my mom told me to do, so I had to do it.
Listen to your mother. That's always been advised, right? Right, Coach Scully?
That's right. That's right. I'm glad I didn't hear what he said. As long as you're thinking your mama.
Yeah, he said
listening to your mama. That's all that matters.
That's
said,
right.
My mama told me.
I love it.
So, Daniel, we're gonna have to relay whatever you say to your dad. But Coach Scully, and I'm talking about Thomas Scully here, Dad. Tell us about what it's going to be like to coach on the opposite field with Daniel over there on the other side.
Well, it's always exciting to coach against guys that you know and guys that you've coached with before. But to have your son on the other side of the field, it's going to be bittersweet. This is the second opportunity that I'll have coaching against Daniel. My first year here in 19. We went to Sacred Heart. We had a bye week, and we actually picked up a game against them. Went to Sacred Heart, ended up losing 9-6 in a real wet game. And Daniel was on the other side. Drew, our youngest son, was a junior then. So it was a little bit different. Drew was a little bit more hyped up. Daniel now being a graduate and being, this is his livelihood now. And so for him in his first year of being a full-time teacher, coach, and to be across that field, it's a great accomplishment to see him there. I know he was extremely excited to go back to his alma mater and to have an opportunity to go back to Sacred Heart, where we called home for 14 years. And so it's going to be pretty cool. All the guys that I coached with are still there on staff. So Harper being the head coach, Ashworth, Chuck Mounier, Robert Swallow, Tracy Jagno, all those guys over there, JP Bouillon, all those guys I had an opportunity to work with. So it's going to be great. And it's a little different setting. Drew was a little bit more emotional game back then, and Drew really wanted to win. So him and Daniel kind of went at it, kind of like what Sophia and Daniel are doing right now on social media. But it's a bittersweet thing. I'm excited for him. I know he loves this. This is what he loves to do too, just like we do, and so I'm excited for him.
You got a game plan to take care of that offense.
We do have a game plan, and we've worked very hard. It's been a tough week. It's never good. After coming out of a flat week. But I think the players have responded very well, especially on defense and offense. But we just went back to getting better at what we do in Menard football, and that's what we've done this week. We focused on the basics and the tackling and the pursuit and everything that we know what we need to do, and that's what we really focused on. And we just got to get better. And I think this is a challenge. This is our third single A team to play this year, but they've all been in the top 7. Mm-hmm. So we've played a competitive group of 1A schools. This is a little bit more special. A lot of friends back home that will be coming, or we call it home, that will be coming here to the Nest, and hopefully we'll have a great game and put on a great show for our fans.
Yeah, Daniel, same question to you. I mean, congratulations, by the way, on your if you got your radio on, turn it down just a hair.
Oh, sorry.
But if you congratulations on graduating from college and then getting moving on and getting the job there at Sacred Heart. But for you, and having your dad across the way, talk a little bit about that and what that's going to be like for you.
Yes, sir. So, the first time around, Big Tom said, it was super emotional for Drew and myself because we're super competitive. So I wanted to win more on a personal level than I did with the team. I wanted to win. I didn't want the team. I was more worried about me than the team. Now this time around, it's I'm not as stressed about it because I have confidence in our guys, and our game plan I think is solid. But I'm going to enjoy this one a little bit more, I think, and have a little bit more fun because I know that, if we do come up short, it's not the end of the world, whereas I felt like last time it was, in a way. And it was very important for me to, get this, get some sort of family rivalry thing vibe in because I know Sophia wanted to be a part of it. So, Big Tom had talked about the social media thing. She's big on it right now. She's been getting some good pictures of me. I haven't even seen in a long time. So she's listening. She's doing a good job. But I have something for her. God willing, we win. I have something for her. She's not gonna like it, but
put that in your pocket, buddy. Put in your pocket.
Be ready.
Put in your pocket.
I got you.
You can just hear that little exchange, the relationship that you have too, Coach Charles, with Daniel and him being on the side. And I know Corey and Devin and everybody, it's going to be something to have Daniel over there.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. Daniel's he's a great coach. But more importantly, it's about the relationships that you build in this. There's a relationship that Coach Thomas Scully, his dad, he and I have, and with the guys here. But with Daniel, it was special because this was his, almost his first full-time gig, where he was able to come in and he learned and he was passionate about what he does and that's just what it is. It's the relationships that you build through this and what you learn. And I think I've learned from him. He's learned from me. Everybody learned from each other. And that was that's what you miss about, any relationship that you build with not just a coach, but with anybody within a football program. And so that's what I really do miss, just that relationship. But, he and I talked yesterday morning. He and I talked probably 2 days before that. We talked probably 2 times last week. So the relationships are always there.
Yeah, how hard is it for you, Coach Thomas Scully, Big Tom, as Daniel calls you, and Daniel, when y'all get together to just kind of have to catch yourselves talking about, the game and what you're going to do?
Well, it's easy for me because I've been doing it long enough.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty much, and Daniel has already learned very well, and he's been around the game since he's been born, so he understands what you kind of share and what you don't share. There's, he may say a few things that's not important, but just talking about just getting better, and that's what we do.
Yeah.
But really and truly, it's Mom. It's Sonya that's wanting to know what y'all going to do. What's the game plan? And so she talks to us separately. And I know she's spoken with Daniel. Of course, Drew is at Iowa in Lake Charles, and he's doing the same thing. So they've been talking as well. But, I think it's just we know what they do. They know what we're going to do. It's just who's going to come out and execute and at the end of the game, who's going to compete harder and who's going to win the game. And that's
right.
That's what it's going to boil down to. We know what they're going to do. They know what we're going to do. And it's just we're going to line up and have fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of electricity. It's going to be exciting. I know our student body is excited. They got a theme for the week. And, that's what I told the players when Coach came over here. I talked to the team after practice and just told them, our student body, they're so excited for this home game. And if our kids can't get fired up to play a home game, and then you got the Trojans, which are about 45 minutes away, and it's just going to be a great situation. The coaches, we do a little 7-on-7 in the summer with them, so the guys are all familiar with each other, so it'll be exciting.
And this Catholic, league, so to speak, I think is really playing out the way that you had hoped to play it out.
It is.
Daniel, your mama hasn't threatened to not feed you if y'all win, has she?
No, well, actually, I was about to ask you, Mr. Tom. I just want to let everybody know on the radio, if y'all see Sonya Scully with navy and gold, don't get mad. Don't get mad. She's just pulling for the better team. That's all.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Just make sure you're prepared, buddy.
All right, it's time for you to go. It's time for you to go into the coaches show that you got to go to, though. But we are grateful, Daniel, for you hanging out and giving us a call and calling in. It'll be great to see you. I hope I get a chance to shake your hand and tell you congratulations in person.
And wipe the tears. And wipe his tears.
And wipe your tears. That's right.
Tears for him, Tom.
Tommy Boo, I'll come give you a hug, buddy.
Hey, and just remember, no matter what happens after the game, you got to go to 446sports.com and at least click it on for a little while. Give us a view, right?
Yes, sir. I will. I'll watch it pregame for you.
All right, buddy. Take care, man. Thanks for calling in. Coach, any final words with this game and being able to coach, against your son?
I think at the end of the day, you cherish these moments. I'm very blessed to have this opportunity, have two of my three boys in this profession that I worked so hard to get into, and I've taken the long road to get into this. But it's fun. And sometimes, when you're struggling a little bit and your team's playing not the way you want to, it's a challenge. But to see these guys come back and press that reset button this week has been fun. And I think they understand the expectations that we want. And at the end of the day, we want to be 2-2 going up against another 1A school in Opelousas Catholic. And so that's what our goal was this week. And Coach got some motivational stuff, and he just challenged them. But defensively, I think you'll see what you saw the first 2 weeks. We're going to come out, play physical. And we got some guys, and we told them, if you don't want to come out, we'll put somebody in right behind you. But there's no doubt about what we're going to do. We're going to be physical, and we're going to take it to them. We're going to try to take it to them for 48 minutes, and that's what it's going to be at the end of the day. And when we're not going to look back, and then we'll shake their hands and hug them after the end of the game, and we'll move on. But, it's fun leading up to it. But at the end of the day, you still got to get the job done, and that's what our guys – that's what their mission's been this week.
Coach Thomas Scully, thanks for being a part of the show this week and for taking the lead to show the other coaches that it's okay that you can grab the mic and get on and talk, because we want to get them on,
too.
No
doubt.
And look, y'all all, some good-looking guys, right?
Yeah.
Get on TV.
Two ball-headed guys, no doubt.
I need my ratings to go up. So Coach, final words. We're 2 days away from kickoff.
Well, after the game, our biggest challenge to our kids was, how are you going to respond? When we sat there on the field after that loss, it was a challenge. We made them look at that scoreboard while I'm talking to them and say, how are you going to respond off of this? Because we didn't respond tonight. And so, like Coach said a little while ago, our kids responded this week. There was really no flat moments. It was all learning. I think there was a lot of laser-like focus, intensity at practice and in the meetings. And we just got to get better. And so the things we had to get better on this week is on offense. We had to be able to block better. We had to be able to catch better. We got to be able to throw better. We got to be able to execute better and take care of the football. So that's what we're going to do. Number two, we get on defense. We got to make sure that we tackle better. We got to cover better. We got to do all those things. So that's what we worked on in pursuit to the ball. So we did all of those things this week and made it a big-time emphasis. And, you know, the third thing that we had to work on this week is making sure that we prepare for the other team with all of our 52 trick plays that we work on every single week.
That's right.
You know,
you can actually get to run them
exactly.
this week.
We're going to have Ruben Seastrunk out there at the X receiver, Daniel. We're going to have make sure that we have probably keep Drake running the ball 50 times. You know, so that's the game plan. We got to go out there and just execute that game plan.
Well, good luck, Coach. Always enjoy Wednesday nights. We got a bunch of dads out there going, it is 7:05. What the heck? We're supposed to be eating at 7.
Oh, they could have been.
So that's it. We're done here. Thanks for tuning in to the Justin Charles Eagles Nest Coaches Show. We'll be back next week with a recap of the Sacred Heart Ville Platte game and then a look ahead at the game that will be next week. So don't forget Friday, 6:45, 7 o'clock kickoff. Thanks for joining us. Have a blessed evening.
Go Eagles.
Go Eagles.
The fine folks at BK Distributors want to thank all the educators for weathering the storms, so to speak, through 2020 and beyond. Thank you for your dedication to our children. The end of the school year awards are now available. Any type of award, trophies, banners, plaques, they do it all at BK Distributors. So with school almost out, that means summer leagues are in full swing. New items, same great prices, and fast turnaround. BK Distributors, Highway 28 East Pineville behind Arby's.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.